Jai Hind viewers, we now come back to you with interview with one of our members who is an eminent personality. Mr. Arun Krishna is a B.Tech mechanical from NIT Kurukshetra and MBA finance. He has extensive experience in avionics industry in planning, manufacturing, MRO, lean assembly and testing. He specializes in technology, R&D, engineering, strategic project management, collaboration, problem solving. He is member of industry in Academic Council of Rajakiya Engineering College, Ambedkar Nagar, and member Board of Studies in Kamla Nehru Institute of Technology, Sultanpur. He holds many certifications, which include Independent Director from IICA, Managing the Company of the Future, Design Thinking for Innovation, and Supply Chain Principles. So, Mr. Krishna, it's wonderful to have you as a member of MRO Digest Forums.
Thank you.
And we thank you for participating in our panel discussion on learning and development in MRO. Since you have just recently joined this forum, may I request you to share with us your initial impressions of this MRO platform which we have with us, which we have created. Mr. Arun, please.
Yeah. Actually, I'm in the LinkedIn. So Mr. Ashok Singh, he came in contact with me and he actually told me to join this MRO Digest group. And that is how I came to know. I was not knowing actually, to be frankly. But when I joined, I saw the eminent personalities who are part of this group and the various discussions which are already uploaded on YouTube. I went through that and it was very useful for the people like me and the people who are in touch or who are involved in the MRO activities or various activities, and they have rich experience in the area, whether it is armed forces or Army, Navy, Air Force, or from other industry background. So I'm really very, very happy and I feel lucky to be part of this group. And I see a great future of this group since you as a leading member of the group and leading from the front and taking all this forward. So I wish MRO Digest a very bright future ahead.
Thank you very much, Mr. Krishna. I noticed that that you are involved as a person who is guiding educational institutions, and you had a look at the material which we have with us. So now with this field of MRO opening up even further, like you would have noticed, though you are from aviation specialization, but in our group we are looking at MRO of all systems, land systems, marine systems. So that, and along with that, now as we as a nation step forward into creating, designing systems both in defense and in civil, and as we become leaders, bigger leaders in those fields, there's a likelihood of MRO as a specialization being needed even more, because as you have very rightly said in your during our last panel discussion, you said that 3/4 of the revenue which industries are getting is from their MRO activities. So that is also a big impetus for us to learn this in a more professional manner, and also with the emerging technology which is coming in, especially with things like sensor data which is coming in, and analyzing it through various methods, that is using AI and ML, and also in the area of teaching, where we could use VR, AR, and be create new systems of teaching. Do you feel that there is material can be created, or the material which we have is useful for educational institutions, or do you feel that this as a subject should be introduced in educational institutions, because it would make a person ready for employment by industry in their MRO areas? May I have your views on that?
Yeah. So I will divide your questions into two, three parts. One is that being in the avionics specialization or aviation specialization, it does not mean we dealt with many systems which go to land also, land system also, as well as uh, avionics air system also. So there are many applications like navigation system. If you see, it is required for every, for navy also, for air force also, for army also, tanks also, they uses navigation system. Like multifunctional displays, it is widely used all across the and second part is MRO is a general activity, is an activity which is performed irrespective of the type of industry or type of product we are dealing with. So it does not carry any meaning that if suppose from the aviation field, if something is there, because procedure remains the same. You sell a product, it has to have, after certain period of usage, it will come back to you for repair, overhaul, or some defect rectification, and it has to go through that process. So that process remains the same irrespective of product and system what we talk about. Now coming back to my involvement as a board member of studies in the KNIT or other institutes, yes, what I saw in the syllabus in the aerospace engineering also, as well as mechanical engineering or electronics engineering, they don't know anything about the MRO. They are not at all aware whether it is a teacher or whether it is a student, because they have not been taught about anything. They have not been touched on these areas at all. They only know about the manufacturing and what will happen after manufacturing. This has not been part of their syllabus. Yes, I fully agree with you. Yes, that this, along with the manufacturing, if certain part of the MRO activity, how that product will go for MRO, and what are the activities to be performed, and how important it is for the industry or for the any manufacturer to give importance to MRO activities, so that after sales service or customer satisfaction for that particular product which he is using improves. So that part, I think it is lacking in the curriculum of the educational issues. Particularly, I am talking about the engineering students. So yes, and it is a very right point. I have also not thought about this, but in the next board meeting, when I will attend for these institutions, I will definitely, it is in my mind that I will percolate this, and the member from those institute, he is actually the in charge of the entire UP educational engineering institutions, who is the chairman. So I will bring forward this point, and I think slowly it may become part of the curriculum, and it is not a very difficult thing to get this added into the curriculum.
Thank you for that. See, what another view which I want to share with you is this: that in our lifetime, yours and mine, we have seen how India has become the hub of the IT service industry in the world. And so, if you really look at the IT service industry, the big advantage it has is, of course, our excellent human resource, which is second to none, and the ability to create a product, which is in this case a software, and then to send it out. Initially, it used to be sent in CDs. Now, over the internet, it can be done. So it becomes very easy to export it from our country, because all that it needs is the creation of the software, and you can even service it remotely. So that's a big advantage. So similarly, but if you look at the other end, where when you are making products as such, then you need to ship them, and a product does take time to ship, and their logistics is involved. Somewhere in between, I take this view that we have this MRO activity. Now, as we had, I think, during our last discussion also, it had been discussed by the experts. The with the advent of especially augmented reality, virtual reality, the element of AI, as let's say special large language models can be created for MRO, for example. So when you mix all of this, then let's say in a particular area, if we become good as MRO in our country, with our HR being our strength, then it is possible for us maybe to step into a similar type of situation like we did in the case of IT industry, and then we could possibly become the MRO hub of the world. That is, we have trained HR, we can have the train the trainer approach, where we have the trainers who further train in various places. And the advantage here is that an expert can easily go by air to the location wherever he is wanted, and then train the people there, and then fall back, and then after that we could have a robust AR VR type of interface with the whichever organization we are supporting from India, and we could then really give a lot of value to in this way. And for example, recently the government has announced that we are looking at becoming the hub of electronics repair. So that is also comes in, because electronics components being small can easily be air transported to us, and we could do that. So with the government also giving us a direction in this, and with the education systems, like you are a person who can really seed this idea, and then we can take it forward. Do you feel that just like the IT industry, we could now become the hub of MRO industry in the world? Is there any opportunity there? Yes, please.
See, let me tell you, now there are systems, and if you let me talk about the aircraft. Now, if you talk about the aircraft HERT is the avionic suit which it carries. Now, all the maneuvering of the aircraft, all the monitoring of the aircraft is done through various avionic system which is there. Now, there are avionic systems which can be remotely accessed, and the problems of the system, if any, can be diagnosed by sitting at other locations also. So this is one application which you are talking about, the IT, like they develop some software and pass it on through emails or through internet and all that. So this is a possibility. There are systems in the avionics which uh, for which diagnosis can be done through remotely. So it is a possibility, yes. And like you are telling that AR VR and AI, yes, there are various industries which are now into it, and they have started this, and uh, but not in India. I have seen up till now that they have matured to that level that they have started doing this. But yes, they have in their mind, they have instructed HR and all that they need this such type of manpowers who have a background of IT, who can do something other than what is being done at present. So this is one part that people have to brought to that level, either by training and development or through HR by way of induction and all that, and other things that we need system upgradation so that all the systems can be remotely accessed. And systems, I can talk about 2 3 systems, like navigation systems, like flight data recording systems, like all the systems, they have a port which in which if you enter the USB port, or it can data can be accessed, and those data can be analyzed remotely, and the troubleshooting can be done online. So this is another field of doing MRO, which by which you don't need to go. You instruct the operator who is sitting 1,000 kilometers away, and telling them that this is how you should go about troubleshooting the particular system and all that. So this is slowly being done, but not all systems are possible, because structures you can't do anything. You have to be there, or you have to train those people who are sitting at a different location, at a customer location, to do those things. So there are difficulties, but there are progress also in this area, and I'm sure that in next 2 3 years it will mature, it will start maturing. Other thing which you have touched upon, MRO of this, yes, electronics manufacturing. Now, the biggest difficulty of all these systems, since we are all, whether it is land system, navy system, or air systems, all these are now based on electronic components, which you are very well aware that it is not manufactured in India, because there is a requirement of mill grade components. So now government is doing a lot of effort to bring semiconductor industry to manufacture those chips and semiconductors here, so that our dependency on the other uh, manufacturers outside India should become less. And I will tell you, all the systems, since electronic industry is moving so fast, that obsolescence has become, uh, it is almost say ki every year or 2 year there is some development on the particular chip, and you need to replace this. So there is some change in the design itself, so that you need to change the entire PCBs also, PCB redesigning, because we are moving towards the miniaturization of the PCB itself. Now earlier we were using this size of PCB, now you are coming to a micro chip. So all these things will be a possibility if our dependence on the foreign OEMs for the particular components, and I am talking particularly about the defense uh, forces, where systems are dependent on the electronics components which are not being manufactured in India. We need to tackle that, and I think government is on the right track to, and 2 3 industrialists have come forward. So there are 2 3 industries which may bring this, and we can see it as a possibility for the future. So this all, if done, I think there is a possibility in the near future that we will be on our leg, and see that we do not need to depend on others, and this MRO activity cycle time will also get reduced by access of these components.
Thank you very much for those insights. No doubt, I think with as we keep moving in this direction, we will become stronger. And so now in conclusion, I would like to, though you have been associated with us for a short while, but you have looked at the material and what we are doing, you have gotten an idea of the members here. Since now you are our member, we would look at you for also sort of giving us some suggestions as to how we can take our platform forward. What would you would like to see done on this platform, which can overall bolster, India's strength as a MRO hub of the world, if we can maybe start working towards that? Please tell us.
Yes, and you see that I have joined just 10 days before, but I have got a lot of interest. And let me tell you, in last 10 days, at least about 3 4 hours I am spending on studying the of the what people have said on this MRO Digest Forum, and various interviews and various discussion which has taken place. Yes, it is very interesting, and whatever I am having with the experience which I have got already, I will definitely come forward with all the suggestions which I think from my viewpoint is necessary for this forum. Or if you want that something need to be done or something you need from me based on my experience, I will be more than happy to offer that.
Thank you very much for your very generous offer that way. Maybe, to start with, you could help us look at education as to what material we can create addressed specifically for, based on experience of our yourself and other people
Yeah.
who, let's say, now we have an element of MRO in various forms like, tribology, reliability engineering being taught at master's level. But
Yeah.
maybe that as an adjunct to everything which is taught at the undergraduate level in various subjects related to engineering,
Yeah.
an element of MRO can be brought in. And that could make the graduates even more employable in the
Yes.
industry outside. So maybe that is something which you could tell us your insights and also sort of suggestions to what to work on. We have got many formats on which we work. One is the panel discussion, then we have dialogues, then we have monologue where it's a presentation. There's some
Yeah.
very good presentations which are there. Then we also have stories where, from your life you can tell stories about some interesting stories which can, which people can, the viewers can connect with. So we have got various formats. So you're welcome to use any one of them. And we I really look forward to. It was a pleasure interacting with you in the last panel discussion, and I look forward to your participation in future such discussions or any other format which you.
I
We
have a
also
lot of things to offer as if in the form of presentation on various topics like lean manufacturing. If you want to get people aware, I know most of the people may be knowing about the subject, but it becomes very important in today's environment that all industry should become lean, and how lean manufacturing can be adopted to the industry, whether it is MRO or any manufacturing industry. So this is one area. I can talk about leadership. I can talk about uh, how people think about the design thinking and all that. So all those things are there, and I can do that. As far as the this bringing that in the curriculum of the education institutions, particularly to the engineering, I would like to say that, see, the manufacturing activities which has been taught to the students, engineering students, machinery they are taught, they machine design they are taught, but and it requires a process, that materials are given, process is given, they need to move accordingly and manufacture the system. But in MRO, there are a lot of skills are required. So those skills, if people start understanding the MRO, what is MRO and how it is to be done, and there are several methodology of doing. So that is what in the panel discussion I told, that there are people who have flair to for diagnostic, for R&D, for all those. So we need to catch those people, bring that into MRO group and see that how they. So for that, I think MRO as a chapter or as a part of the subject can be brought in into the can be merged into the manufacturing activity itself, to see that they should have a fair idea when they go to the industry, that yes, then they are aware about the MRO. And since I'm talking about this, all industry, as you had told, rightly told, all industry has to depend on MRO. They cannot survive without MRO. So it is very important, and I will see that what you have told, it is communicated to the concerned people, and I will definitely ensure that it is brought to certain level, so that it can be passed it on to the our members or groups or people across, that this has been introduced as a subject.
thank you very much, and we are there to help you in every possible way.
Yeah.
That's what the platform is for. And I really look forward to what you've just mentioned about lean manufacturing and design. It would be a pleasure to listen to that. And some seminal work is already there on our platform. For example, there is one excellent monologue, which is a presentation which has been done by Brigadier YVR Vijay on KPI.
Yeah.
How KPI in MRO
Yes.
can be used for actually progressing an organization.
Mhm.
So I recommend that to the viewers. And similarly, we look forward to having your presentations. Whenever you are, you let us know, and we would. I'm sure our viewers will also now be eagerly looking forward to that. Well, since you already mentioned it here, and I certainly am looking forward to that. So, viewers, with that we come to an end of today's interview with Mr. Arun Krishna. You have got to know him better through this, and we are very fortunate to have him as a member of our MRO Digest Forums, and we look forward to his participation in our future discussions and bringing more of his insights to you. I thank you, viewers, for being with us. The links to the profile of Mr. Krishna, a LinkedIn profile, is there in the show notes below. If you feel that our material is useful to you, kindly subscribe to our channel. We look forward to having you with us in our future videos also. And it's essentially, our platform is for MRO professionals. So if you are a MRO professional, you are welcome to get in touch with us, and you are welcome to join us. And it remains for me once again to thank Mr. Arun Krishna for being with us today. Thank you very much,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Krishna.
Thank you.
With that, we come to an end of this particular interview, viewers. Thank you,
Thank
and
you.
Jai Hind.